We are continuing the investigation of exponential and logarithmic functions. We are now looking at hyperbolic functions that, even though they have trigonometric names, they are exponential functions. As a reminder, the formulas of those functions and their inverses are in our formula packet, so you can always reference that if you want. And if you want to read more and see some more examples, you can find them in section 1.5 of Calculus Volume 1 by OpenStax. But for now, here is a summary of some of the identities involving hyperbolic trigonometric functions. Let's prove number 6. We want to prove that 1 minus the hyperbolic tangent squared of x equals the hyperbolic secant squared of x. So 1 minus the hyperbolic tangent is the hyperbolic sine over the hyperbolic cosine. Don't forget to square those. I want to add fractions with common denominator, so the 1 will be hyperbolic cosine squared over hyperbolic cosine squared minus hyperbolic sine squared over hyperbolic cosine squared. I can add them both as fractions with common denominator. I will end up in the numerator with hyperbolic cosine squared of x minus hyperbolic sine squared of x, and that is equal to 1. So 1 over the hyperbolic cosine squared of x, 1 over hyperbolic cosine is the hyperbolic secant, and when it's squared, this is the hyperbolic secant squared of x. So I showed that one. Let's prove number 9. We want to prove that the hyperbolic cosine of the sum, let's say, is the product of the two hyperbolic cosines plus the product of the two hyperbolic sines. Or if it was a difference, we will just use a minus there. So let's try to prove the sum for number 9. We want to know how much it is hyperbolic cosine of x times hyperbolic cosine of y plus hyperbolic sine of x times hyperbolic sine of y. And what I'm going to do is I will use the formula for the hyperbolic sine and cosine to replace the expressions for x and for y. And then what I'm going to do is I will distribute in the numerators of the two terms. The denominators will be 2 times 2 and 2 times 2. So these are fractions with common denominator equal to 4. So I will distribute and then I will add like terms. When I distribute here, I see that I have plus e to the x minus y with minus e to the x minus y, and plus e to the y minus x minus e to the y minus x. And for the other expressions, I can add them because they have the same signs. So I have e to the x plus y plus e to the x plus y, which is 2e to the x plus y. And then I have e to the negative x minus y and plus e to the negative x minus y. And for that one, I will add them, but in the exponent, I will factor out the negative one, and I will have x plus y and divide by 4. So here I can factor out the 2 in the numerator, and it will simplify with the 4 in the denominator, and I will have 2 divided by 4 is equal to 1 divided by 2. So if you notice here, this is e to the x plus y plus e to the negative x plus y divided by 2, which is the formula for the hyperbolic cosine of the quantity x plus y. So we proved number 9 with the plus sign. Let's try to simplify the expression hyperbolic sine of 5 ln of x. Remember here that the hyperbolic sine is an exponential expression. So I'm going to plug in 5 ln of x instead of x. So I will have e to the 5 ln of x minus e to the negative 5 ln of x divided by 2. The exponential function with base e and the logarithmic function with base e are inverse of each other. So I'm going to write these expressions are e as e to ln of x and that to the 5th power. That's the power rule of exponents. 5 times ln of x in the exponent means ln of x to the 5th. And same thing here, I will say negative e to the ln of x and all of that to the negative 5 over 2. E to the ln of x is x. So I will get x to the 5th minus x to the negative 5th divided by 2. And that is my simplified expression. If the hyperbolic sine of x is 3/4, find the values of the remaining hyperbolic functions of x. I will need to use the formulas. So if you remember cosine h squared of x, that's the hyperbolic minus the sine h squared of x is equal to 1. So I can find the hyperbolic cosine here. So cosine h squared of x will equal to 1 plus the square of the hyperbolic sine is 9/16. So that is 25/16. And the hyperbolic cosine, if you remember, is always positive. So when I take square roots, I don't need to consider the negative option. It will be 5/4. So I found the hyperbolic cosine. I can now find the hyperbolic tangent. It is the sine over the cosine. So the 4's will cancel and I will have a tangent of 3/5. And once I have found the hyperbolic sine, hyperbolic cosine, and hyperbolic tangent, I can find their reciprocals. So the hyperbolic cosecant of x is the reciprocal of the sine, so 4/3. The hyperbolic secant of x is the reciprocal of the cosine, so 5/4. And the hyperbolic cotangent of x is the reciprocal of the tangent, and that will be 5/3. So inverse hyperbolic functions are logarithmic functions, since their originals that are their inverse are exponential functions. Let's try to prove one of them. So I want to prove the inverse sine of x. I want to find the formula for that. So if you remember, to find the formula of an inverse function, you start with the original function. The inverse hyperbolic sine is e to the x minus e to the negative x divided by 2. And from here you swap the x's and the y's. I will get x equals e to the y minus e to the negative y divided by 2. And the goal here is to solve for y. So to solve for y, first I will eliminate the 2 by multiplying by 2. Then I will write the e to the negative y as 1 over e to the y. And then let's call this something so that we don't confuse ourselves. So let me call e to the y equal to w. Then I will have this equation 2x equals w minus 1 over w. And the way to solve this, w cannot equal to 0 because e to the y is a positive quantity always, regardless of the value of y. So here I will have, if I multiply by w, 2xw equals w squared minus 1. And if I write this in standard form, it will be 0 equals w squared minus 2xw minus 1. This is a quadratic equation that has a variable of w. And I will use quadratic formula to solve it. So a is equal to 1, the b is equal to negative 2x, and the c is equal to negative 1. The quadratic formula says that the solution will be negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared, 4x squared, minus 4ac, 4 times 1 times negative 1 is plus 4, divided by 2a, which is a 2. So here I'm going to factor out the 4 in the square root. And the square root of 4 is 2, so it's going to come out of the square root as a 2. And here I will have x squared plus 1, and in the denominator a 2. These two will divide all terms in the numerator that have a 2 as a common factor. So the answer for w will be x plus or minus the square root of x squared plus 1. And since the w is a positive quantity, and this expression, the square root of x squared plus 1, is greater than x, the one quantity, x plus the square root of x squared plus 1, is a positive quantity, but the other quantity, the other solution, x minus the square root of x squared plus 1, will be a negative solution. So this will not work. I will have to select w to be the positive solution. So what was w? W was e to the y. So I have e to the y equals x plus the square root of x squared plus 1. And if I write this in logarithmic form, I will have y equals the ln of the quantity x plus the square root of x squared plus 1. And this y was the inverse, the hyperbolic sign of x. So I'm lying. That would be the inverse hyperbolic sign of x because I swapped the x and the y's here. So that will be the inverse hyperbolic sign of x, which is what I wanted to find. Here is how I found and I proved the first identity.